Hey guys, it's me, Lil Ninja, back with another video, and today we're doing What If Deku Had the Omnitrix Part 2, and next week we'll be doing the same thing. I mean, not this What If, but a different What If. You'll see what I mean. I don't really have any shoutouts for today because, again, nobody be commenting on my videos that much, so if you want to have a shoutout for next week, comment on this video, and I will be doing 4 shoutouts if 4 people comment on this video, or any of my videos that happens this week, and I'm only saying it on this video, so if you don't see this video, well, sucks for you. So yeah, this video, you can comment on any of my other videos. I will post a shout out for my next video, and so yeah, I mean for next week. Without further ado, I think we should get into this amazingly crafted what if that I'm redoing for about the freaking 3rd to 5th to 4th time. So yeah, it's Little Ninja time. We start off with Izuku Midoriya inside of UA after he had unlocked two new abilities from using using the Omnitrix. Also, if you're wondering what happened for the freaking where Aizawa tested them, Izuku made sure to. Everything that happened to Canon happened except for the part where Izuku's last. Everything except for that everything gone to that. So, which would mean Bakugo would be in 2nd, and from so forth, so on. Their friendship would be revived after Izuku would explain what happened, feeling that his first friend should know what had happened. Also, back to me talking about the 2 new abilities. Izuku unlocked the ability to use the alien's powers without having to transform into them, as long as the alien, it's basically a transformation, but not a transformation. It's also him gaining the power without transforming into the alien makes it, so that way, it's less powerful than what it would be if he fully transformed into the alien. So yeah, Izuku would also get the power to have armored aliens, with that coming from the reboots, which I know many people did not like the reboots. So yeah. With that out of the way, Izuku would be training with these for the weekend and would get back to school after that. With this going on, Izuku would be ready for basically anything and would be trying to keep himself upbeat no matter what. Izuku using this time to using the rest of the time of the week to train, learn, and the last day, which would be Friday, Izuku would get a surprise, not thinking the hero course would start until like a few more weeks. With his surprise, it started the same week that he actually started school, which would be Friday. With this, Izuku would be ecstatic that his hero costume came in, which would be a jacket that's the green jacket. It doesn't have the famous number on it, but it does have it is green, and it's basically the jacket that Ben Tennyson wore when he was doing hero stuff, with black pants, a belt that has things that Izuku could need if he ever needed them. And with this, Izuku would be basically put his costume on and get to the testing site that All Might pointed them to. Izuku would be so ready until All Might gave Izuku a lot, and it would say A, which is Bakugo would pull out a ball next, and it would also say A, meaning that Izuku and Bakugo was going on teams. I said they revived their friendship, sure, but they weren't really that close of friends yet. They were like associates, friends, but not really fully friends. Izuku would just be thinking, what if he doesn't like working with Bakugo? What if Bakugo doesn't like working with him? But he remembers that he's confident now. He has to stay confident. So he would walk up to Bakugo, ready to basically make a plan, ready to make sure that he can be the best partner that Bakugo has. And with that, Bakugo would just walk away as he doesn't see the need for a plan. He doesn't disrespect Deku, but he also just doesn't see the need for a plan. Izuku dials his omnitrix so that he would have the power of Big Chill. And you're gonna notice that he is not transforming, and all of his classmates notice that as well. As if they think that he probably was just checking his quirk just to see what alien he could transform into, but no, he technically already transformed into alien. I mean, he technically already has his powers, is what I'm saying. But little do they know he has his powers and he's ready for whatever comes his way. Izuku rushes in and follows Bakugo, which Bakugo is just going up these stairs, knowing that the obvious answer for them to be doing, the obvious answer for the obvious answer for what the villains might be doing is they put the bomb all the way upstairs, no matter what, because that's the easiest thing I can write right now. So they would be looking all the way upstairs, and they would find their villains, Todoroki and Mina. Todoroki would try to bash Izuku with some ice. It would go right through Izuku, with Izuku being covered in like this blue energy and basically turning intangible like Big Chill would. And they realize he's not using his abilities. And this is what tips the scale off for Nezu. Basically, now Nezu has to ask Izuku what is happening, because there's no way. Yeah, they can believe a multi-transformation quirk, but a quirk that's multi-transformation allows you to have armor, can evolve your transformations, can fuse your transformations. Well, fusing your transformations is not that hard to believe with enough, training, but it's doing all these things at once. It's doing all of them. Not to mention the last thing, allowing you to use your transformation's powers without transforming, which can basically, this just makes him weaker, but also makes him more used to his body, and allows him to use the powers on the spot instead of something where like Cannonball happened, where he doesn't know the powers at all. Basically, he usually may use this for training, but also uses it for if he really doesn't see any point in going full out transformation. So yeah. Izuku would basically know what's happening. He probably should have fully transformed, knowing that Nezu will actually be asking him questions, as well as the other heroes inside of UA. Izuku would just decide that he has to focus on what is happening right now, and would keep going on, would go through the ice, which would then make more ice, because this is Big Chill, and he would go right through Todoroki, which would freeze him. And this ice, while it's not full Big Chill and it's not as powerful as Big Chill, it's still more powerful than what's the name's ice, so it would stop him right in his tracks. And Izuku would freeze the bomb and then freeze Mina. I keep doing this. I keep saying I can't stop, okay? Just bear with me. I know what I'm doing. Just let me do it, okay? It's hard. It's hard being a what ifer. You try making what ifs for YouTube. You try it. I bet it's when you first start out, it's gonna be hard. Legit didn't know how to make a freaking... Now I'm forgetting things as well. You know what? Back to the video. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Izuku basically was the MVP. He made sure to end the battle fast without having to do that much confrontation, without that much damage around the building. So yeah, Izuku was the MVP. Bakugo only fought Mina for like a little bit and barely did anything. So yeah, that's basically how that went, and I'm not gonna go through the rest of the battles because that would just make no sense, okay? That would mean we time skip to the point where Izuku is talking with Nezu and the other heroes, which would be Aizawa, All Might, Recovery Girl, and a few other heroes like Vlad, Midnight, and Present Mike. So with this, Izuku would get questioned as they asked him what is his quirk. Izuku, knowing that he has no other way around it, and even though they might think he's crazy, he has to tell the truth because any other lie would not be worth it. He would be seen as a liar either way, so he might as well tell the truth while he's at it. Izuku would start rambling about how the omnitrix is a device that came from the sky, and basically it has different DNAs from different planets that he can use and transform into those different aliens. Basically spouting out all of his notes from what not what Mineta said, from what gray matter said and how gray matter wrote, and basically explaining that there is other species out in the universe, and gray matter is the species that created the omnitrix, although the omnitrix basically fell out of the sky before he figured out what it was, and he learned a lot from different aliens from this omnitrix. Basically, the gray matter species is the most smartest alien that he has, while there are different aliens that are more powerful, stronger, bigger, and better. There's also different functions, and not all of them are based on transformation. Basically finishing what he was trying to say, they would not believe him at first, but then he would explain, why do you think that he always uses the omnitrix to transform? So why do you think that if this was a support item, why can't he take it off? Why do you something like this a support item like this could not exist, as it basically helps him transform into different species, not different powers, different transformations, different species, which can be seen on different planets, which now they're starting to believe him as a support item like this that actually gives you power without basically malfunctioning is basically like unheard of inside of this universe. So that would make them start believing that Izuku has an alien device, which Aizawa would say that he has to explain this to his classmates alone. With this, we go on to the class rep scene, which I placed a little bit back because I forgot about it inside of part 1, and I forgot to do it at the first time here. Izuku would be voted to be class rep in the first one, being much more confident he is ready to be the class rep, and would actually elect Momo as class the second class representative as like his, with that, Izuku would go to lunch, and of course the thing that happens. As everyone is trying to get out of the lunchroom, they are pushing each other out. Izuku gets pushed to the ground, then he just mentally uses the new function that was established inside the first what if, I believe. He used that to basically instantly transform into Echo and turns himself, then hits the Omnitrix a second time, which fuses Echo with forearms. With this, Echo would multiply himself 4 times and get every student to stop, saying that we are heroes, we should be ready for this. It's only the press. They do this like many times. You guys should know about this, and you guys can't be scared of a little bell. With this, everyone would sit back down and act like everything was normal and act like they didn't do one of the most stupidest things in the world. Izuku would transform back, and they would get back to class, and Izuku basically proved that he can be the class representative, basically. So yeah. with this, the next week, it would be time for the USJ arc, where Izuku would be ready to go on this trip with everyone wearing their hero costumes, and Izuku as well. Izuku actually altering his hero costume with fabric that can withstand him using the powers of his aliens without transforming, as when he transforms, his the clothes that he wears allows him to burn up when he's using different powers or totally gets destroyed. So he acts for fabric that is super durable and that basically doesn't get hurt easily. Doesn't get demolished easily, basically. Izuku wearing this new thing. There's also some new functions for it, as he has this item on his belt where he can just pop it open and heal anyone, as it's like a serum that instantly heals someone, and he has 4 of these on his belt. So yeah, Izuku also has these bands that turn into gauntlets, cause my man likes gauntlets, so he got gauntlets now. Izuku would basically be ready for everything that is happening in the USJ. And if you're wondering, because I didn't explain this earlier on, yes, he did tell his classmates about the omnitrix, and yes, he had to explain everything I explained all over again. So yeah, Izuku would be the first one to notice that something's off, but not really knowing what's happening, so he would go in still. Until he saw a black circle in the middle of the ring, he would tell everyone to get out, and he would transform into a 5-form fusion, which is fused with 4 arms, diamond head, echo, heat blast, and the final alien being Big Chill. With him doing this because he knows that this is serious, and that's why he used a 5-tier fusion, which it uses 5 aliens to fuse with. And yes, this is the full transformation, not the half transformation, which is now what I'm calling the transformation where he has the powers but not the form. I'm going to call it a half transformation from now on. So yeah, Izuku, using his full transformation of the 5-tier fusion, just basically bashes through all the basically low-tier villains, basically knocking them out with one punch every single time. Not even one getting a chance to step up to Izuku like it really matters. Izuku just making his way towards the real villains, and immediately almost gets stopped by the Nomu. Izuku just like, this thing thinks he can stop me, and would just starts to get knocked around by the Nomu because he was surprised. He didn't think the Nomu could handle him, but of course the Nomu surprised him. Then Izuku would block one of the punches, hitting the Nomu with a right hook, and then just start slapping the Nomu around like it's nothing, making sure to just bash his face in, bash his stomach in, just messing this man's up with flames, fire, diamond, and pure strength with sound waves and a bunch of himself. This is crazy how much Izuku is doing, and it just makes the Nomu look like he's a little boy getting bashed around by 5 aliens. Like, seriously. Izuku would eventually get tired and would just bash the Nomu into the sky, with Shigaraki being surprised, and not Tomura, that's literally Shigaraki's last name, I believe. The portal dude, no matter what, I always forget the portal man's name. I gotta figure out his name, so I'll do that later. So yeah, they flee, and basically that's it. Izuku tells them that it's safe to come in, and with that, the USJ thing never never was a problem to the people, because it wasn't that big of a deal if a student legit bounced them around like it was nothing. So yeah, Izuku But the Class 1A knows what really happened and how dangerous those villains were, and the UA itself knows what to do. And that is where I'll be leaving it off today. I hope you liked the video and everything about that. See you later. Down, 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 down.